Mr. Xi Jinping, my name is Christopher Allen Bell, certified public accountant, American extraordinaire, and I have some advice for you to fix your country's economy because you're not doing it the right way, and your horrible actions have resulted in a huge stock market sell-off and a general economic collapse of your country, and that cannot stand. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance and Mr. Xi. We need to talk about how we're going to fix the Chinese economy, okay? We need to take a lesson out of the United States because what's been happening in China is several things. Number one, we have a communist government, which is actually fascist, but it's communist, bro. We have a communist government that intervenes in the private sector and disrupts private sector business activities. On top of that, we have a huge speculative real estate bubble. It looks like the Chinese overinvested in real estate and property. That kind of sucks, okay? I guess they took a lesson from America in 2008, 2009. But there's some easy fixes to fix your economy, okay? First of all, Mr. Xi, you need to foster free market capitalism. Now, what do I mean by free market capitalism? Well, here in the United States, we place corporate profits over everything. So if you have a company that provides, an addictive video game, and that company uses various tactics to incentivize people to make thousands and thousands of microtransactions and deplete all of their savings and spend themselves into credit card debt. And if the company designs the game so that people get addicted and can't do anything else, the government in the United States does absolutely nothing about that. As a matter of fact, that's perfectly fine because the more that people spend, the better the economy and the higher the corporate profits, okay? And those corporate profits translate into American dominance and more wealth for the rich. See, in China, what you guys do is, you see all these little boys playing video games, jerking off, and you say, hey, this actually isn't good for our boys. Maybe we should, intervene. But there's your problem, Xi. You're going to hurt the profits of your mega corporations. Okay, you have some great large tech companies, but you keep putting them in their place. You stop degeneracy from happening. You can't do that. If you want a solid stock market and free market capitalism, you cannot intervene in your economy and with your corporations. Let your corporations do whatever they want to maximize their profits. And it doesn't matter what the consequences are to your society. Okay, Mr. Xi, you need to learn about America a little bit more. Next, you have a demographics crisis, okay? You have an extremely low birth rate. And if you look at your population pyramid, you can see that there's not a lot of young people, but there's going to be a lot of older people. And that's going to cause economic disruptions as fewer and fewer young people pay for the retirements, healthcare, et cetera, of older people in China. So let's take a page out of America's book, okay? You need to fling open your borders and let anybody and everybody flood into your country with zero vetting, because that does two amazing things. Number one, it increases corporate profits, which are the most important thing in the world, because it lowers wage expense. See, your people, the Chinese people themselves, the core demographic of the country, they are starting to demand higher wages, okay? As your society gets richer, they want higher wages. It's a natural cycle. And that's a bad thing for corporate profits because companies have to pay higher wage expense. That's not a good thing. But if you flood your country with hundreds of millions of foreigners who don't really identify as Chinese, who don't speak the language, who are not in tune with Chinese culture, you can suppress wage expense and your corporations can make more profit, okay? On top of that, you need to realize that diversity is our strength. If you look at the United States, we have perfect race relations here. We all hold hands and sing Kumbaya, mother effing ya. There's no problem whatsoever, okay? So instead of, having nonstop tension, conflict, and drama, America's actually a wonderful paradise where there's no issues between different groups of people at all. It's a paradise. You need that in China, okay? So what you need to do, fling open your borders, suppress wage expense, and accept different cultural groups. And if the Chinese people themselves don't like hordes of people flooding in, you need to remind them that we're all human and that Chinese culture really isn't that great. As a matter of fact, how dare the Chinese get mad at immigrants when they themselves have done terrible things, okay? The Chinese people aren't great. They're actually garbage, okay? That's exactly what we're doing in America, and it's been working beautifully, okay? God bless America. So that's just a few things that I think you could do, Mr. Xi, okay? You need to pump the stock market, okay? You need to pump the stock market, and you do that by not intervening when companies do bad things. You need to open your borders, okay? You need to flood in hundreds of millions of people to fix that population pyramid, because population pyramid, uber alles. Your culture was always bad. You were never great. You're evil if you don't like immigration. What's wrong with you, Chinese people? Okay? So that's some of the few things that could fix the economy in China. There's a reason that America's on top, okay? We're on top because our corporations make a lot of money. I mean, yeah, we had a lot of fat people and drama, constant racial tension. But you know what? Our corporations make a ton of money, okay? On top of that, you need to intervene around the world. If you want to be a superpower, you need to copy the United States and sanction any countries you don't like and literally invade other countries and kill millions of people for, random reasons. Because you got to remind the world who's on top. You got to remind the world who the boss is. China! You also need to foster a culture of consumption. See, in America, the idea that consumption makes you a better person, that your status is attained by your social media platform and how much money you spend, that actually leads to a strong economy because Americans don't save. We don't save. That's why we don't invest a lot, okay? A lot of our fund flows are foreign freaking investment. We don't save because we spend and we spend and we spend. And we have a beautiful culture that glorifies consumerism over everything else. And on top of that, it pumps corporate profits. So do you see the vicious cycle? Or do you see the beautiful cycle, excuse me? Okay, you do everything you can to pump corporate profits. You reduce wage expense. You flood the country with tons and tons of people. You attack the native population. Okay, you basically say they're garbage and trash. And the immigrants are actually the real Chinese, oh, by the way. And you don't intervene when your corporations do bad things because that would hurt their profits and reduce business confidence. And don't forget cryptocurrency, Mr. Chairman. Okay? Don't forget crypto. You need to be the crypto capital of the world, China. America's crushing you. We're the land of the future because we have cryptocurrency. As a matter of fact, we have a strategic Bitcoin reserve now, you little losers. Oh yeah, you mad? You jealous? Yeah, we take crypto from criminals and we keep it on the government's balance sheet instead of selling it. Yeah, you like that? Uh-huh. You need to do that too. You need to do that too, Chairman or President Xi. So that's my advice to you, Mr. Xi. Let me know what you think. Post a comment below. Like, subscribe. Check out the pinned comment. Book a free 30-minute tax consultation with me. I am a certified public accountant. I do business and personal taxes any state in the United States. I'll talk to you for free. I'll give you upfront quotes, and I will prepare your taxes, baby. Woo!